What's up, guys? What's going on? I'm Paul. This is Pauline Theology's Daily Devotional, man. We're going through the book of John. We're in John chapter 20, verses 6 through 7. 6 and 7. So, I'm just glad you guys are listening, trying to dive deeper. This is Trust in Jesus Ministries. We're here to help you to trust in Jesus more. And the way that we do that is by reading the scriptures, understanding who Jesus is. Paul says, learn of Jesus, or just as you have been taught. And so that is what we're trying to do here. And the more we know about Jesus, I feel like it's the more that we're going to love and adore him, because we're going to see his true character and his nature. And because we love and adore him and recognize who he is, we trust in him more. And that's the goal, guys. That's the goal. So I'm glad you're here reading, studying, listening, watching, whatever you're doing. I'm glad that you're here doing it, man. But let's not wait any further, man. We talked about being in John chapter 20, verses 5, 6, and 7. 5, 6, and 7. Now, if you haven't read it yet, stop the tape, see what it has to say, come back, we're going to answer some questions. If you have read it already, let's dive on in, man. Let's go ahead and see what's going on. So what's happening? Well, we've got John at the tomb. He arrived, but didn't step in, and then Peter comes following him, man. Peter a little slow than he is, man. And when he gets there, he goes directly in. Peter ain't, no hesitation, man. Headstrong. We see Peter, this is the actions of Peter. This is Peter's character, right? We've seen Peter being headstrong in all of the different gospels. Peter's outspoken, chops ears off, man. Says, "You can watch my whole body, not just my feet. I'll never forsake you, Jesus." He's really quick and outspoken, and is impulsive. And so Peter goes right on in. And when he goes in, he sees the head dressing separate from the other linen that Jesus was wrapped up in for his burial. Man, that's crazy. He goes in and sees all of this stuff, recognizes it, and so he makes it there and jumps in. What's the significance of this? Well, first off, let's talk about what's this say about God, and the same thing. But I could say it over and over. God is all powerful. He's resurrected from the grave. He is seated on high at the right hand of the Father, ruling and reigning. This is our God. This is our God. But what does it say about man? I think it's funny because we talked about, I think in the last episode, I said, you got to step into it. You got to walk into the tomb. You got to look. But Peter, he just rushes right on in, and this is his character. And so it's a tension between these two to not just rush into things. You can't just rush into everything. You have to be patient and mindful and watchful. And I think it's depending upon the character that you have and which one you need to know what you need to do. Because this is who Peter is, man, and we've seen it get him into a lot of trouble as he is bold enough to chop a person's ear off and rush into this tomb. That's boldness, man, because we don't know what's happening. Yet he's also scared of a little girl asking if he was a disciple of Jesus. And I know it's tough because put yourself in a situation where they literally got Jesus to murder him. And if you're in his band, they may be trying to murder you. And so denying definitely is not a simple thing. It's recognizing the trouble that he saw himself in and then denying Jesus. But anyway, we're not on that. We're on the idea that of Peter just rushing in. So what does this say about mankind? Is that, man, sometimes we rush on in. Now, we need to be bold. We definitely need to be bold. But I think there's a saying that says, fools rush in. So be mindful of that. How do we apply these truths to our lives, man? The power of the resurrection. The power of Jesus rising from the grave and knowing that he is seated on high with the Father gives us the boldness to enter in. yet not in a foolish way. Not in a foolish way. So where is God calling you to wait? That's the question. Where is God calling you to wait? I think in the last episode I talked about how that John didn't enter in. And that this may have been a fault of his. And now we're talking about how Peter is rushing in. And this might be a fault of his. But I think that in this next episode, as we go to the next episode, we're going to see kind of a tension or a combination that will help us to discern those things. So today, if you have something that you feel like you're rushing into, man, maybe you should wait. Maybe you should see what it is that God has in store for you. Maybe it is something that you should stop and think, to weigh the situation, to assess the position. Because God has given that to you through the power of the resurrection. The power of the resurrection, man, because we know He's going to win. We know He's going to win, so we can be bold. We can be strong. He's the King. Hey, I appreciate you guys for listening, and I will see you in the next